right, this is how to deal with a leg attack from the bottom. So Professor Allen's going to start sitting. Right now, my head is up in the clouds. I'm not paying attention. I'm not doing anything that I'm supposed to be doing to be defensively responsible. And this is what allows this to happen. If I were defensively responsible, there's so many other things that I can do right now before this even progresses to this point. But this is what most people see, and this is where most people want to start from. And then I'll show you why you were caught in this, and then what you can do to prevent that. So the most typical attack is he's sitting, I'm coming in, and he goes shin to shin, and then he attaches himself to me. So at this point, there's all kinds of tricks that people do, but ultimately, those are hit or miss. I mean, if my jiu-jitsu is just better than his, I'm probably gonna get out of this. If my jiu-jitsu is not as good as his, I'm probably not gonna get out of it. So what he's going to do is your typical entry into a single leg X, and that'll be, he's gonna lean forward, raise my leg, pull it in, and attach himself to my hip. At this point, there are volumes written on this. This shouldn't have happened, but he's met the first criteria to attack my leg. The first criteria is my heel has to be outside of his hip line. My heel has to be on that side. If my heel was on the inside, he wouldn't be able to attack a leg attack, a leg lock, or a straight ankle, usually, or a foot lock, or something from this position. A lot of attacks can happen here, but let's just go with the straight ankle. So at this point, again, I'm still not paying attention. I don't recognize the danger. There is no pressure on him, so more than likely he's going to rotate my knee outward and I'm going to fall. I'm on the ground. The most common defense that they have here is they're going to peel this off, and then they're going to sit up, step over, and then at which point I've given them the perfect entry to the face down ankle lock. So he's going to take here, and then he's going to attack, and then he's going to get me. Let's go back and look at that for a moment. So the best way to do it here, if that happens, there's right now, for demonstrations, his elbow's not tight. You can see the play in my foot. It's not tight. His knee is not pinching. There is no real control over my hip. And if I keep circling this way, this way, this way, I will get out of it. I'll just kick him in the chest and pull my leg out. So to be on a better attack, he's going to have his toe on my hip, pinning my hip down, and then his foot on top of that to protect his foot, and also to allow him to be able to now hip escape a little bit to where he can now lean further back and stretch out my leg. So go ahead and stretch out my leg. Now bring your elbow behind you like you're going to pitch, and there, right there, and he's going to stretch, and there. If for some reason I start to turn and he feels like he's losing it, his knee has to be on this side of my leg. If his knee is on this side of my leg, he won't be able to rotate. Now he can bring his knee over here, and still here, he's locked, my knee's into the ground, and now he can stretch out my ankle, and there's the straight ankle. So you see, for all that to happen, I had to make a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistakes. But let's say this is the situation I find myself. Maybe it's through fatigue. I didn't recognize the situation. But more often than not, if this happens, then what happens is all this happened because I don't understand the situation and I'm not putting any pressure on him. So go back to that leg attack with your heel on the outside first. So here, he's got control of my hip. I need to address that immediately. And I only have, in reality, maybe a second or two before it becomes my foot is no longer going to be attached to the lower part of my leg. I need to peel this off immediately, but I don't want to step over it. I want to sit on top of his leg. Now, he has no rotation available. He's not controlling my hip. He's not doing anything that would make it to where he could attack my leg. I'm keeping my foot strong, and now to do this, I'm either going to rotate, control the knee, and then come forward and try to get to the mount. Okay? That's one of the defenses, and there's many, many defenses, but what happens is I'm playing defense off of a bad situation that should never have occurred. So let's see what I can do. So if he's going to attack me right now, I have no pressure on him. There is no pressure. There is nothing connecting us together, and there's nothing to keep me from turning around and walking away and say, have a good day, I don't want to fight you. In a fight, that's what I would do, because so I need to have some say in the distance. So what I need to do is immediately drop here. If I'm here like this, it's much harder for him to get the shin-to-shin guard. And I can immediately capitalize on the mistake that he's making. His feet are not in play. He has to use his hands to stop me. So immediately, I start coming forward, and I move the legs out of the way, and I'm in this position right here. That right there is the easiest way to deal with the leg attack. Anything else? We've kind of made an agreement to do bad jiu-jitsu. I have no pressure on him. He has every direction he wants to move in and available to him, because he can move. I have no control. You know that leg drill, that tunneling, leg tunneling and inverting drill? You know it? Here? Yeah. So here. Yes, and then go back the other way. People actually practice this because this happens because I have no weight on it. The moment I drop here, can you do that same drill? Mm-hmm. The drill's gone. He can't invert on me anymore. Not because he has no access. In fact, I'm winning here because I have gravity on my side. I'm going to immediately put it back so that his abdomens are doing the majority of the work. I'm going to rotate him. I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to pass him. Don't make jiu-jitsu harder than it has to be, man. Hope that helps.